Well, thank you for having us. Thank you for being here and speaking with us on Believe America and the Last Piece podcast. Guys, the show is just about to start. You're here all together again. Thoughts going into it right before the show. Whoever wants to start.
Thoughts?
Yeah.
I'm just preparing myself to have fun and relax and enjoy the night and be a fan of this guy. This is his night. It's his release show, so
Absolutely.
Gabe and I are supporting. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the show to happen. I don't really perform with a live band, a lot, so it should be really fun. And I want people to hear the new stuff from the new album, so it should be fun. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Same. I'm excited for a fun time and excited to see Jeremy with a live band. They sound amazing already, so yeah.
Awesome. Well, I mean, let's just go into it. You're here to support Jeremy. This is your second album, Pause, right? Tell me a little bit about this one and the fact that it's the new thing on this, that new stuff we got out here today.
Yeah. So pause really comes from an actual life pause that I made. I was gone from the internet for like years, like about three years, I'd say. And people are like, "Where the heck have you been?" So this represents that pause. A lot of times my music, when people hear like music or as an artist, they have to press play, right? And to me, my pause represented me kind of being away. But it also goes to show that the things that we go through in our life, we have to experience our own lives, right, in order for the inspiration to come for our own songs. So that's basically where the album comes from. It represents the last 3 or 4 years of my life, and a lot has changed, the past 3 or 4 years. So that's why I have a lot to talk about on this new album. Yeah.
From the whole 3 4 years that you've been away, has there been songs since then, or was it just kind of recently you started putting things together?
What do you mean? Like,
How long have you been writing this album
Oh.
for that long, or is it just recently?
the past 2.5 years, I would say. But in the beginning of the 3 or 4 years, I already started writing some of the songs because life feeds you inspiration when it's happening, whether you feel happy or heartbreak or something. Like you'll feel that, and it'll provide you inspiration. So that's where it comes from. Yeah.
Absolutely, that's dope. Gabe, Melissa, this isn't your first rodeo with Jeremy. You guys have done shows in the past. Tell me a little bit, what's it like working with each other?
So far, I've enjoyed it. They're pretty
far.
hilarious. So far, yeah. I call them the dads. They're
Right.
the husband
course.
and kids, and I'm like the girl in the whole mix. And yeah, it's been fun. We've done a few cities together already in the past, and we're about to do some more in the fall. I don't know. We've just been friends for a long time. I think there's just so much. We're family, so it just made sense to kind of do this kind of events. And yeah, I look forward and for tonight and for more to come. So yeah.
Absolutely. I think it's really cool. We're friends, but we're also fans of each other's work, like for over the years, like for years. So I think it's cool, not just for the audience to be able to see sort of three acts doing three similar but very different things, but also for us as artists to be like inspired by each other, especially with this being Jeremy's release party. Like, there's incredible music, and I'm glad that he's giving it a platform, because these songs are really incredible, and I think they need to be heard in a way that that really showcases them. So yeah, I'm excited for tonight and everything that it represents too.
Absolutely. You talked about how you guys are all fans of each other. Did you guys just found each other like how I found you guys, like searching on YouTube? It was like the algorithm, suggested to listen to each other.
2 words. Zanga.
Okay.
MySpace music.
I wonder if y'all remember Zanga. But go ahead. Yes.
Exactly. No, it's just really just finding each other on the internet. Especially this guy finding out that you're in the Bay Area, and then you have another Filipino American that's like just doing their thing like musically, and I found him off like a Zanga blog page, and I was like, who is this guy? And I found out he lived like 20 minutes away. I was like, man. And then like we had a show together and stuff. And same with Melissa, we met through. I mean, I don't know if you want to tell about that when we first.
You might as well now. You got it.
He reached out to me on MySpace.
There you go.
Actually, I knew of him because of MySpace, but I didn't really know him personally until he reached out and he wanted to write a song. So we did write a song together. We finally met up in person to record the song. he actually didn't think I was Filipino. He thought I was like Puerto Rican or something. And I'm like, dude, all this time we were talking online and he never thought I was Filipino. So, yeah, that's just how it's started. And we ended up like doing a lot of shows together for a period of time. And then we just kind of gotten to know each other that way.
Definitely. Well, speaking of which, like, I mean, you really put it on, whether we look Filipino or we don't look Filipino, but we really put it on for our community. I mean, you guys definitely are for years now. I mean, the fact that, you know, we got a sold out show, not just here, but in other cities around the country. And you guys been to other places around the world, and that there's fans of your music. What is, I mean, I'm never going to know what that feels like, but what does that feel like to, like, go to different cities and, you know, sing songs and people, you know, they're cheering for you and they know who you are. And I mean, what's that feeling like? And does it get old?
Well, okay, to answer that question, it doesn't get old. For me, I get overwhelmed. I really don't know sometimes what to feel. Obviously, thankful that we get to do this. I get to do this independently, and they're all also independent. We're not on record labels with big old budgets to back us up. So it's really humbling, and it's really cool for me to actually meet them in person and like tell their stories where they first heard our stuff. And it makes me feel old too because they always say, "Oh, I used to like listen to you when I was in grade school, and now I'm married with kids." And I'm like, "What?" Anyways, it's fun, and I don't know what you guys would say about that.
Yeah, I mean, big thing for me is, you know, I'm not really much of a speaker, like, you know, or an entertainer. So I let my songs kind of speak for myself when I sing. And I think for me, the most important thing is really connecting stories with other people. You know, a lot of times that people go to your shows, you know, aside from them liking the music, you know, they have stories. Just like Melissa said, they're saying, you know, I remember this song when I was going through this, you know, or this song was the reason why I'm with who I am, you know, who I am today or who I'm with today. You know, like it's like it's connected to a memory. And I think a big part of our music nowadays is nostalgia, right? You know, you kind of, you know, we're not doing like the latest trap music or this and that. You know, we're acoustic artists, you know, with songs. Not yet. Yeah. 2019. No. So that, to me, that's the connection is finding connection with people, realizing you're not alone and they're not alone. You know, we understand, you know, what you go through as well too. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just they covered it beautifully. I think it's that Melissa said it's overwhelming, and it really is, because I think for the most part we're sort of we're very introspective people. We're a little bit introverted, and so for us to write these songs kind of by ourselves in our own, you know, like by ourselves in our rooms and stuff like this, for people who we've never met across the world to be listening to these things and it's speaking life into the stuff that they're doing is really overwhelming. It's powerful.
Right.
It's a powerful feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so when we spoke at the Asian American Music Conference a few months ago, I asked you about the whole YouTube scene now, and you were talking about how saturated it is. Is it, I don't know, maybe for those who are, whether they're teenagers who are inspired by you, or even 30-year-olds like myself who are inspired by you, and just to get on YouTube and think they can make it, can they still make it? Do you think it's as easy or harder or I mean, to get the career you guys have?
I think anybody can make it, but everybody just needs to like not rely on YouTube. You know, your talent is your talent. Your gift is your gift. How you present that in 2007 will be different how you present it in 2018. Maybe in 2018 you just have to do it more live in a situation like this show or small open mics, because yes, YouTube is saturated, and there's a lot of things going on there. Like the corporate money is now like focusing on algorithms on people who are signed. Unlike us, I remember posting a really low quality video, low quality sound, but it just got so much because it wasn't saturated. Everybody just kind of tuned in whenever I post, and whenever they posted, I would go watch their videos, but it's just not the same, and it's not supposed to. Everything changes, but that doesn't mean that like the talent of today cannot be seen or heard because of YouTube. YouTube is not end all be all.
I think good music will speak for itself, you know, no matter how you try to cake up or whatever. You know, it's kind of like you speak for yourself, you know. So I think right now, because of Instagram and all these like visual things, that people now are saying, okay, you know, they're adding like, oh, I want to, as long as I look good, I can get famous, or this and that. Like, there's a lot of, it comes from a very exterior perspective, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Of course, there's so many talented people. Like, you know, with all the stuff on the internet, people are inspired. They hear stuff, they want to be stuff, they want to do stuff and stuff. So I think there's an overabundance of talent out there right now. But like I've talked about in another interview, it's really, to me, at least personally for me, like, I want my music to represent me at the end of the day. Like, you know, I mean, well, so I feel like when you just kind of stay true to yourself a little bit, and if people catch on to that, I think that's like the best place to be, in my opinion. Like, I'd rather have that than like short term, oh, I'm seeing, you know, a cat falling into a toilet can get a billion views on YouTube, you know.
Right.
A skateboarding pit bull can, you know, get a billion views. But what does that all matter if it doesn't stick? And to me, like, if you connect with people on a connection, like, it won't expire in somebody's life, you know. That's just like, I'll listen to Stevie Wonder, man, right now, and, you know, I'm not gonna say, people are gonna go, oh, he's old, why you listen to him, that's old stuff, and I'd be like, that's not the point, it's classic.
It's
you know,
timeless,
it's connected to me, you know, and that's how I want my music to connect with people. I don't want it to be just a short-term thing. I want it to be like forever, something connected to them. So
Absolutely.
That's good, man.
You got it? You got it? Okay. I only got 2 more questions. The fact that you guys have been together for a while, you've known each other, is there anything that maybe the fans don't know that you guys know that you could share? You can go just one thing about one person. Who? Go ahead.
I'm gonna start it. Okay, so I realized this in Seattle. Backstage, it's the most boring thing.
Yeah.
We just like want to chill, and it's not like a party because we're all introverted folks. We actually took the Myers-Briggs test. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that. We're all exactly the same.
Alright.
So we're not party people, unfortunately. Sorry to disappoint all of you guys. Yeah, that's the only. It's not really that controversial.
party, I can party.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're talking about like about us, like,
Something that maybe you learned that maybe the fans probably wouldn't know.
Yeah, I think really just, you know, like, outside of our friendship, you wouldn't know that we're so similar in how we are, who we are as people, because you look at somebody and you kind of put them on a pedestal of, like, dang, like such a soulful voice, you know, like crazy soulful voice, and then thought she was Puerto Rican, and thought she was just like this untouchable kind of person, you
Right.
know. And then you have Gabe, who's like crazy smooth, like the smoothest dude, you know, playing guitar, and then he's like the goofiest dude. Like, really, he's like a dork, right? No, you know, but I think that's what connects us all together, is that we can, outside of what the personifications and what people say, oh, you're an artist, this and that, so you're probably like an R&B singer, so you're probably like this. It's like, no, you spend time together and you realize you have so much more in common, and it's a lot of times that's just whatever, you know, you're not what everybody thinks you are. You just, it takes time to just get to know each other and find out how we really are. So I don't know, it's cool. I just find awesome friendship within these guys. A lot of laughs, you know, a lot of laughs. So it's fun. So,
Awesome.
Yeah. Cool.
Gabe?
It would be that. We have a group chat, and we could spend, like, sometimes we'll go on a run for like 10 minutes of dying of laughter, because there's like what we're talking about. It's so, there's such like a, we know exactly how they're feeling when they're saying it. Each other, we all know what each other's feeling as we're saying it, and there's like this really tight familiarity, so we could just laugh for like hours, even just over chat. Like, we don't even see each other's faces, and we're dying of laughter on the other side of the phone. But these guys are hilarious. Yeah.
See, yeah, that's some true friendship. Yeah, the text, and you know, it's a new age how to keep in touch. Now, this is my last question. My personal questions. I'm such a big John Mayer fan, and I've listened to a lot of your covers. If there's only one John Mayer song you could cover for the rest of your life, what would it be?
For the rest of my life.
This is your last John Mayer cover.
See what I'm talking about? Like, there's a.
We are witnesses now.
If I had to pick one,
Man, that's tough, dude.
that's tough. One of them.
Or just maybe one.
That's a beautiful song. If I could play it, I probably would. It's hard. The first one that came to mind, I don't know if it would be hard that this would be the only one that I ever cover, ever, forever. Neon came to mind.
Yeah. She's slipping through my hands. She's always busting just like neon, 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 neon.
Because that was the first song that I really challenged myself. Not the first song I really challenged myself, but a very challenging song that I spent hours and hours trying to learn how to play. And then after I learned how to play it, then I had to learn how to sing with it. And it kind of brings back memories of when I first started playing guitar, not knowing what chords these are and what any of this stuff is. But if I had to pick one song, it would probably be that one.
Awesome.
I'm not like a one person, like a one song. Can I do like three?
Sure, sure.
3 by 5 from Room for Squares. Clarity is
Yeah.
another one.
Oh, yeah.
And I would say Vultures off Continuum. I think
I
it's
saw the
one-
first three. One from.
Yeah,
each
one from.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Stop This Train. Too many.
Yeah.
Okay. No, actually, yeah.
Okay, since he chose Stop This Train, I'm going to pick another thing.
Okay.
Heart of Life, actually. I just revealed to Lou while we were driving up here from LA that out of all the Mayer songs, I love a lot of his songs.
Yeah.
Heart of Life actually got me through depression at one point in my life. I was just listening, that line of though it's not all the way it should, but I know the heart of life is good.
Love turns the whole thing around. No, it won't all go the way it should. But I know the heart of life is good.
So even though I didn't feel like it was amazing at any point of my, at that time, I was just like trying to kind of drill it in my head. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I would say the Born and Raised has that song. Age of Worry is another favorite. So those are it.
Awesome. So, if you guys can you guys give us the stop dates for the next after San Francisco? What's next? Lou?
So okay, August 7, Chicago at Lincoln Hall, which is a great venue. Yeah, and then August 9, where? Knitting Factory in Brooklyn, New York, and then August 12 at Eddie's Attic, which is, by the way, talk about Mayer. That was one of his first venues that he's ever played in his
Dope.
career. So it'll be fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. You have a great show, and if you guys are listening or watching or whatever, make sure you guys get them tickets, check them out. Thank you very much.